All right, we're live. Welcome, Diesel Core, to our team call, the first one for November. I have a couple quick announcements before we announce. Oh, actually, Nina's going to announce our guest speaker because Nina is the one that put this call together for us. So she'll be announcing our super awesome guest speaker. But before she does, I just want to go over a couple of quick announcements so that we're all on the same page for the remainder of the month. We're mid-month, so it's been a really great launch with Core to Force. I see all of you guys out there kicking butt when it comes to your own challenge. Keep it up. But let's talk a little bit about business and what we have for the next, the second half of November. Friday, we have a happy hour sneak peek for the entire team. This is usually a group run for an entire day, okay? Many of you, actually, I was talking to Bree today at our lunch meeting. She came from one of my happy hour sneak peeks that I invited her to. So did Mary. And so you guys know how that works. You get plugged into the group, and all day long, every hour or two, I will post either a video explaining an aspect of coaching or a success story, whether in business or whether in fitness. And basically, it's just a day long of posts. I think it's 6 posts in total. So it's not a lot of posts, but 6 posts in total, where it really gives a good idea of what coaching is about. So this is where you want to invite anyone who, one, has been interested in your journey as a coach, seeing that, okay, now, she's coaching. What is she up to? I want to know more about this. Or if 2, he's getting great fitness results, like I want to know what he's doing. If anybody's come and asks you, this is the event to invite them to. It's totally virtual, okay? They don't have to do anything. They don't have to say anything. They can completely be a fly on the wall. But I know, like Bree and I were laughing about today, sometimes people don't have an idea what coaching is about, or maybe they have a misconception about what it's about. This is a great way to clear those misconceptions and answer any questions, all right? So invite, guys, to the sneak peek. The people that you want to also invite are the ones in your challenge groups. Even if you're in the first week of it, you never know who's intrigued by what you do. So make sure that you spread that invitation to them as well. Okay, so that's happening Friday. The group is already live. I'm going to go ahead and plug the link as soon as we hang up. I'm going to plug the link into our team page. And then all you need to do is request entry. And once you are in, you can add anyone you like. Just a little disclaimer, make sure you don't add anybody without their permission, okay? So we're not one of those companies that goes and inserts our entire contact list and then have people hating us. No, let's not do that. Let's develop relationships. Let's get out there and talk to people. And once they've agreed to be a fly on the wall or participate, or they want to know more, plug them in, all right? Okay, step 2 that I was going to talk about is the onboarding process of a new coach on our team. And this is just to review it real quick, since we're going to do a happy hour sneak peek, and since many of you will be signing coaches through that sneak peek, I want to refresh your memory on how it is we onboard coaches. This was a new process that Nina and I kind of got together and put our heads together and put together a really great system and training that we felt was solid, and it was going to be something that we can continue to duplicate over and over and over and over. Every single one of us can use this process without a problem. And I can tell you something, guys, in the last 2 or 3 months that I've been using this process, look, just in my own PS team, I've had 3 success starters this month. That's a big deal. That's because they were onboarded onto the team and they were given all the information, all the tools they needed right away to be educated to get their business moving if they chose. And obviously they did. So to kind of refresh your guys' memory on how the onboarding system works. Number 1, you want to announce your new coach to the team. You were announced to the team when you joined. You want to make sure that you pay that forward. I do it with a photo, and I kind of give a brief description on how I met the person, and I welcome them to the team, and then I also let them know that they're going to be added to. Step number 2 is New Coach University. Many of you guys are in there. Remember, New Coach University, it's 10 posts. Each post is a topic, okay? I need to know in the business to give you a good foundation. And at the end of that is where you graduate. You kind of sign your name and say, I've graduated. I've completed all 10 posts. Please now plug me into the next training, which is Emerald in a Day. And literally, Emerald in a Day is 1 day. It's 4 posts. It's no big deal, but it explains why Emerald is something that you want to advance to right away when you're starting your business. You guys all know this. So that's the process. And then the 4th step will be for you and your coach, one-on-one. to get on a call, get started right call, or a get started right meeting like Bree and I had today, like I've had with Mary and all the other new coaches that just hit Success Starters. That is where you want to come together and finally sit down with your coach and kind of talk about the why, kind of talk about why they're there, what's their story, what do they want out of this business. And that conversation is so much more fluid and so much more on fire, because they feel empowered because they've already learned enough about the business to say, okay, this is what I want to do, or whether I don't want to do this, or this is what it takes and I'm ready to go. So I kind of feel like once they've graduated in New Coach University and once they understand what their goal is, right, to hit Emerald, it gives them like a clear vision of what they want. And then when we sit down, it's like, it's awesome because we're actually hashing out business and we're getting things done. All right. So just wanted to remind you guys what our onboarding process is. And if you have any questions, ask your upline sponsor, and I'm sure that they can answer any questions that you have. All right. Next little thing that I want to talk to you guys about is team spirit. You guys know that this is the month of team spirit. Now, what you may not know is that Diesel Nation, which is our upline family, you guys know that Diesel Core is a branch off of Diesel Nation, which is 14,000 coaches strong right now. We actually just won as the biggest team registered for Team Spirit. That's a big deal. But here's what it's an even bigger deal. Not only did we win that, which by the way, guys, in the entire network, we are not the biggest team. There are teams bigger than us. But the fact that we have that much spirit, that much unity, that much, where we're there and we're fighting together to win this is a big deal. So we won that title. The next title that we are in second place for is Success Club points in total. Okay. And they kind of average it out. So obviously it gives smaller teams a fighting chance because they can't fight against a bigger team. So it's kind of like an average, and they're doing some kind of formula to calculate your score, I guess. But we're in second place. That means that we need to hustle. We need to hustle to make sure we get to first place, because how amazing would it be that not only we're the biggest team, but we are also the team producing, the one that's showing up and not just, earning a title of a bunch of team spirit, but actually badasses that are making it happen. Every single one of us counts in this competition, okay? Every single one of us, I feel like the elections, you have a voice. No, I'm kidding. But all of us have a say. We have a say in what's going to happen in this competition, and what you do matters. Don't think that it does not matter. So let's buckle down, guys, and let's have a blowout November for the sake of team spirit, okay? A couple tips for that when it comes to that is make sure you announce your next challenge group. Don't get lazy on that. I know the holidays are coming, and I know everybody's thinking about, like I'm thinking about, where are we going? What are we doing? What's going on? But you want to make sure that you've secured Success Club before the holidays, because just like your mind is somewhere else, so are other people's minds going to be somewhere else next week when you're trying to reach out about a challenge group, okay? What you do want to do is set up your challenge group post-Thanksgiving. We all know what we feel like right after Thanksgiving, right? We are the turkey after Thanksgiving. So make sure that you have that safety net for everyone saying, listen, I know things are going to be crazy until Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be here right afterwards, and let's get started, and let's get you into that holiday dress, or let's get you feeling great for the end of the year and blowing out bringing in 2017, feeling your best ever. Oh, sorry, hold on. I just dropped a bunch of stuff. Okay, so announce your next challenge group. Mine is being held on November 28th, and I actually did a couples challenge, which went really well. I'm excited about that one, but you can also host either one of those or just one-on-one with challengers. Second is make sure that you invite to the happy hour sneak peek. Again, guys, this is a great way to, you guys know now that you're coaches that there's so much more to Beachbody. It's not just a workout and a shake. It's a community. It's that team, feeling that a lot of people are missing in their lives. It's also positivity, personal development. Like, we are about so much more. So make sure that you plug them into happy hour so that they get a good understanding of what they're joining. And it's so much more than just, we're not your local CrossFit or your local Orange Theory where you go and do a workout and then you come back out. This is so much more involved. So make sure that you're spreading that and sharing the word. Okay. Another great way to bring people together, which a couple of us moms did it this weekend, and I've seen Sue does it all the time, so does Nina, is get together, get a group of ladies or men or couples or whoever, a group of people together over the weekend, or maybe a post-Thanksgiving workout or a before Thanksgiving workout. and really give people a great preview of what it's like to do maybe quarter force or 21-day fix or whatnot. But to be in that group setting and just that getting together, it's grassroots, guys, and it works. So get out there and talk and share. And last thing I had on my list was share results. We have a ton of results from the test group. Get out there and share them. Tell people stories. Leverage it. Okay, until you have your results, leverage others' results. Nina was in the test group. We know we have amazing results from her. You're going to hear from another test group member also. So all these, Amy Coppola also is on our team. We have, so many things to share when it comes to these ladies and what they've put together for us. So make sure that you're leveraging that and using that. And then the last thing that we need to make sure we know about team spirit, all these challengers that you do have joining you, they will not count for points in team spirit competition unless they are plugged into the My Challenge Tracker app. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one more time because that is key. Every person that buys a challenge pack from you and joins you must be in the My Challenge Tracker app to count for team spirit. All right, so let's make sure we're running those challenge groups and we've got everyone plugged in. All right, that's all I have on my list. So I'm going to pass it over to Nina, who is going to announce our speaker for the night. Take it away, Nina.
Okay, can you hear me? Monica?
Now I can. You were choppy in the beginning, but now I can hear you.
You can hear me? Everybody? Uniris? Oh, Uniris. I don't know how you pronounce your name.
Uniris.
Uniris. Bueno, para todos, gracias por estar aquí. No, let me go back to English. We're going to do it in English. I'm sorry. That's my brain. Okay, I'm sorry. And I did tell her English. So, Uniris and I are part of the test group. We kind of bonded. I love her transformation within the challenge group, which, by the way, has been amazing. And then, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, she shared her transformation, like the beginning of her journey as a Beachbody coach. And I loved it even more. Then I also realized that she went to leadership, and so I have her and how she's done her business and how she does her posts and how she's doing something amazing for Thanksgiving, sharing like very cool videos on her website, on her fan page. So I'm like, I want you to be on our team call. I'm like, can you share your story? Can you tell me a little bit more about you? And so she sent me some of her stats. I'm not gonna like tell the story on her behalf. I'm gonna let her share everything. But she is a wife for 19 years. She is a mother to Joelle, who is 16 years old, and Noemi, who is 8. 50 pounds throughout her Beachbody journey, and I want to share my screen for a minute because I want you guys to see her photo. Can you guys see it? You guys see it? Look at her picture. She looks like a whole new person, and she's looking even hotter now with the transformation. So I want to, because to me transformations are one of the things that like make me love Beachbody so much, because I see the more I get into it.
That would be me.
Oh, will be you?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
It's okay. Good. So she's lost 50 pounds. She is a 5-star diamond. She was able to quit her full-time teaching after a year of working Beachbody, right? And she is a Success Club legend. So, Uniris, can you share a little bit more with us?
Let me just say that it's an honor to be a guest on your team call. I've always looked up to your team, and since the time we came onto team to the test group, for some reason I was rooting for you. I don't know. I was like, oh my God, I like her. Maybe because we're both Latinas, maybe because we had a connection. But I'm very honored to be a guest on your call, and I love everything that Monica shared. You guys have an amazing team. Thank you for having me. I've been a coach for 4 years. I started off as a challenger, like everyone. I was overweight. I was overwhelmed. I was stressed out, and I'm an emotional eater, or as I like to call myself, I'm recovering I am a recovering emotional eater. And if I felt sad, I would eat. And if I was happy, I would eat. So as a result of that, being a teacher, I stuffed myself with Hershey Kisses. And I ended up with big rolls around my belly area. And that made me lose my self-confidence because growing up, I wasn't really big. I was always la flaca in the family, the skinny one. But after having 2 C-sections and work and life and excuses, I gained all the weight and I did not know which way to go. That's when I find Saudi, my coach. She was living in Florida at the time. I was living in Connecticut. And I reached out to her. And you know how you ask someone to tell you, like, you know, their reasons for why. I gave her my whole life story. And I just was at the ends. I needed help. And if it wasn't her, I was going to go ahead and do surgery on myself because I had given up on all the gimmicks. So long story short, I plugged into Shalene Extreme. And for the first time in my life, in the first month of this challenge, I lost 18 pounds. And I fell in love with the idea, with the community of support. I fell in love with having, like, actually eating food because I had come off of Nutrisystem and I wasn't eating food. And coming into this program where I'm actually eating food was like, wow, I can live like this. You know, I could have I would think Saudi was going to tell me I could eat plátanos, but she told me I couldn't. I fought her for it, but it didn't work. I saw results immediately, and that's what I was seeking. So without having to tell me, like, you know, you need to share your story, I knew that what I was experiencing was going to give other people the way out. So my first initial step was to share it on my Facebook page. From the beginning, I've always been open about my journey, and I would tell my friends and family that I was doing this, and then I would invite them to come and join me. So at work, I would do the same thing. I was very open because, again, I found the secret to freedom and I couldn't hold it back. I was that girl that would wake up at 4:45 in the morning and work out before going to work. And I would prep my meals and take it to work and come home and put my kids, do the homework, do everything, prepare my lesson plans, put them to bed, and then sit in front of a computer and talk to people about what I was doing. I made many mistakes at the beginning, but I was so in love with the process. I mean, I'll tell you one thing that, you know, I think back now, I would start people off without a challenge pack. I just knew that they needed Shakeology in their lives. So I would just tell them, do Shakeology. You could run in the park. You could go to the gym. You just got to drink Shakeology. Now I know better. But long story short, I was very open sharing my story. So 5 months into the business, life happened for me. And I really, like, at the time I was living in Connecticut, my world was completely, if you can picture it, it was perfect. I lived in suburban Connecticut. I had a full-time job. I had insurance, all full-time coverage, but my family fell apart. And at that moment, I had to make a decision for my health to take a step back. And not to continue teaching because I was getting anxiety attacks and I was dealing with depression and dealing with all these other things that were not allowing me to stay present in my job. And the only thing that I could do or hold on to was my fitness, was my children, and was the support I had from my team. So at that point, I took a leave of absence from work and I told Saudi, what do I need to do so that I can make the same amount of money I'm making as a teacher? And she said, just let's focus on hitting Success Club every single month. And at first I hit Success Club 10, and then I brought it up to hit Success Club 20. And then ever since then, I've maintained the goal that I am going to hit Success Club 20 every single month. Have I done it every month? Maybe not 20, but I've never had a month where I haven't hit Success Club. Because to me, that's the life of my business. That's what brings bread and butter onto my table. And whether I'm happy, I work. Whether I'm sad, I work. Whether I'm in the mood, I work. I show up. Because I realized that it was my freedom. It was the key to the freedom that I needed in my personal life. So with that, I said, okay, so how am I going to make this work for me? I took whatever was my strengths and I applied that towards my business. So as a teacher, I prepare lesson plans from the minute my students come into the classroom to the minute that they go home. And I had everything broken down into brackets, lessons, objectives, goals. And I used one of those lesson plan books. So I am a paper pen person. So I bought myself a plan book that gave me reference back to my teacher's plan book. And I planned out my day with my post from the morning to the midday to the night with a call to action in each of them. And I created a weekly schedule so that I would know what I was doing. And I would come in with intention to my Facebook and my social media posts. And with that, I created a consistency. Not only did my sharing of the journey become my outlet and my own therapy so that I could become stronger and I could find myself again and I could find the strength to fight not only for my family, but for my finances and for my health. But it also helped me connect with other people who were struggling in many of the same things that I was going through because of the way I was sharing my story. I would speak about overcoming depression. I would speak about overcoming emotional eating. I would speak about overcoming, living life as a single mom from being a married mom, et cetera, et cetera. And that helped me create relationships. And that's how I have built a loyal team. I have had, ups and downs like everyone in the business, but I have been able to remain consistent because I know personally what my why is. I know that this is my life source. You know how people say that that's like your lifeline? This gave me life back. Fast forward to today, I'm married. My marriage is restored. My home is again. I'm no longer living in Connecticut. I've been in this journey for 4 years now. I'm a stronger woman. I'm a stronger mom. And come 2016, my business had reached 5-star diamond and everything was de viento en popa. Everything was wonderful. Things were flying. I was getting everything well. And then all of a sudden, the people that I had started to drop off like flies. And I started to doubt myself and I started to let the mental battles come back in and defeat come in and allow I'm just not going to make it because I had set myself up with goals and I didn't make it. Not because I didn't do it, but because the people that were with me were not showing up at the same rate that I was. So at that moment, I allowed those emotional feelings to get to me and to slow me down. And that's when we go to Summit, come back from Summit, and I get invited to be part of a test group. Backtrack to that, before the year 2015 ended, I felt, I'm a faithful woman, so I felt that I needed to find something to give me like a focus of how I was going to enter 2016. And I felt that the word that God gave me was I was going to go conquer 2016. So that was the word that I needed to keep in front of me. And every chapter I call every month that I enter, it's like, what am I going to conquer this month? And I've conquered so far up until month 11, chapter 11 in my life. And in chapter 8, I was given the spade. I was given the tools to actually conquer the biggest giant that has been trying to bring me down, which is my own self. And when I was invited into the test group, that's when I was scared at the beginning because I was still consistent in my workouts. I was consistent with my nutrition and with my showing up, but I wasn't giving it my all, as if I was almost starting to doubt and let go of what was really happening inside of me. And coming into the test group, that gave me the fire I needed. Not because I needed a transformation, because I had already lost 50 pounds in my mind. I don't need to lose anything, right? But I've always dreamed of having flat abs because having 2 C-sections, your abs get really flabby. And I have, you know, la cicatriz. I have the, ¿cómo se llama eso? La marca. Se me fue la palabra. You have the scar. And as a woman, that makes you feel kind of like, I want my body back. I want my woman body back. And coming into it, I was like, well, if I can get abs for my 40th birthday, that's going to be like a huge plus. And I went in with that thought that I'm going to just come out with abs because it's a workout. It's a nutrition program. What else am I going to get, right? Good. So you guys did MMA speed and you felt that it was fun and it was good and it made you sweat. And then comes day 2 and you've got to do dynamic strength. And when you're doing those push-ups and Jericho mentions girl power and who invented girl push-ups, I broke down in tears because I realized at that moment that the fight was not going to be a fun fight. That the fight was going to be to unleash the Uniris that had died inside of me when my business crumbled. That Uniris was going to wake up and fight for a bigger purpose that not even I knew at the time. And I went in, and from that moment on, I went into my workouts into a different zone. I didn't go in to punch. I didn't go in to kick. I went in with purpose and with intent. Whenever a thought came into my mind that I couldn't complete the routine, I would say, watch me now. Watch me go. And I would, whether I was crying or not, I would go in and do it. And when they said, you know, you have to isolate your core, I don't look at it as my physical abs. I look at it as I have to isolate what it is that I really want out of my life. What is it that I want out of today? What is it that I want out of this business? What is it that I want out of my future? And when I think of it that way, I can't go half-ass. I go all in and I leave it right there. And I put out my kids. People say, well, what is my why? What is my core? A lot of people go and they just punch in the air and do whatever. Listen, envision who you're fighting for and what you stand for. And that's going to give you the urge and the strength to go forward and beyond. And that's what I did. And every single day I went in, and some days I fought for my kids. I have 2 special needs children and they need a lot of support. They don't need a mom that's going to go out there and work for somebody else and come home stressed out without time for them. So I give my workouts my all. Why? Because results help other people believe. And people follow me on social media. They believe that what I do is real. So I can't let them down. And some days I go in and I fight for women who can't fight for themselves. And I show up to my business, again, whether I like to or not. But this workout has brought out a new sense of commitment, a new sense of determination, where I could be wherever and I don't skip a day. Because these workouts, you can't double up. If you double them up, you're killing yourself. And it's not meant to kill you. It's meant to shape you. It's meant to form you. So whenever I come in, I don't let excuses come in. I would be the one who, with my nutrition, I would be, scraping my kids' plate and just putting it in my mouth because one little cookie scrap is not going to do me anything. And I said, I'm going to dare to challenge myself to follow the nutrition plan the same way I followed it when I lost my 50 pounds. And I'm going to see what's going to happen. And I have taken out sugar out of my diet. I actually don't buy creamer for my coffee anymore. I decided that I was going to do it because I am in control of my body. I am responsible for my health and I'm responsible for my future. And if I don't do it for myself, who's going to do it for me? So this was one opportunity that God gave to me. And it has not maybe, oh, wow, it's like, has it eliminated all of your problems? Has it solved everything? No. But you know what? I walk into my problems in a different format. I walk into them like, I see you're there, but you don't scare me. Because I know that you're just a moment, and later on, you're going to pass. So I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to focus on other things that bring me joy. And I don't focus anymore on the people who come and want everything right now, right now, right now, and then their words don't show up. I focus mostly on the people who show me with their actions that they're there. And it has helped me when they say, you know, keep your eye on the obstacle, keep your eye on your opponent, keep your eye on your own self. And when you're starting to wake up and be your own enemy, shut it down. And don't allow that enemy that is inside of you to wake up and to come and defeat you in different formats. So I know that this is a physical workout and we're in a business. But to me, I always tell people, to me, what it's done, it's mostly in my mind. It's come to unleash an inner warrior that I never knew existed. So fast forward to today, I make a good income. I still match my teacher income, and sometimes I exceed it. I have a team. As you know, it goes and comes, but I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. I'm consistent because I believe in this business. And that's like a summary of me. So any questions that you may have.
This is amazing, amazing. Like, you made me cry and everything, because the test group is amazing what happens in there. And it's nothing different from a regular test group that we have. The only difference, I think, is that we all are committed. You know, like, we have 60 participants, like, nailing it, showing up, bringing, and we even ask for support. Like, it's not like I have it down pat. Like, sometimes we're like, I don't want to show up. And we just ask for support.
Yeah, and we ask questions, but the most important part, it has to be a responsibility. You have to own it, the responsibility for your own life.
Wow, you made me cry, my friend. This is very inspiring. That's true. Do you guys have any questions? I know we have someone from the group that was asking me about the nutrition from Core de Force. She's gained a few pounds in the first week.
It's gonna happen. My thing is with Core de Force, this is how I describe it. The week 2 and week 3, I describe them as fluffy weeks. I find that those 2 weeks for me are where I get bloated, and I feel at my first 30 days, I felt as though my midsection was very like jello-ish. It was very wobbly, and then it was like kind of accumulating in the middle. But I lost 8 inches and about 12. No, I lost 8 pounds and 12 inches in my first 30 days. And so far, I've dropped 20 pounds, and I've gone from a size 8 to a size 4 in 90 days. My pants, my jeans don't fit me the same way they used to fit me before. So I'm Latina, and I have the big butt. And I used to have like that extra butt behind the butt. So that has completely gone up. And my pants fit like completely loose in different areas that I've never felt before. So be okay. And one thing that I needed to tell myself a lot was trust the process. So if you're meant to eat on plan B, follow plan B. Don't recreate it. Don't add your own knowledge to it. This program, it took about 1.5 years to create it. About 60 members of a test group followed the whole program through, and we have seen amazing results. So trust the process, trust what we're telling you. On week 1, follow the nutrition. On week 2, follow the nutrition. And when I say follow the nutrition on the Core de Force test group, on the meal plan is not the same as the 21-day fix meal plan book. There are some things that are not in the book. So if it's not in the book, don't eat it. That includes sugar.
Yeah. We have a question.
My clients hate me for that because I'm like, I'm not going to allow you to have sugar. I can't tell you to have sugar.
There's a good question. What actions do you take to overcome losing coaches?
So you can bring a horse to water, but you can never make them drink. The first thing you need to do, chances are when a coach is losing the oomph for the business, chances are they're not seeing results in their fitness or in their journey, or they have not connected themselves to their why and the purpose why they're doing this. So I would have one-on-one conversations with them, and I would hold them accountable to knowing what is it that they really want out of this. Sometimes they feel overwhelmed, and because maybe they want to get things very fast. You know, we're in a society where people want things in a quick fix. They want things in a microwave. And unfortunately, this business is not a microwavable business. It's a business that it will take time. And since you yourself are your brand, it takes time in developing yourself. So that person and the coach, I always bring them back to, let's focus on you. You started because of you. You started because you needed to change. So we can't forget that. And I bring them back to that. And then I plug them into personal development and find out what are their weaknesses and build upon those, because that's the only way that can be done. And you can't focus your energy on those people. There will be always a group of people who will be stop and goes in your business. They will come when they're ready to come. But it is not up to you to sit there and wait for them to be ready. It is up to you to continue to recruit, to make, establish relationship with other people, and to grow as an individual, so that se te resbale. Hay tu bilingual word here. Como que don't take it personal. It's not you, it's them, and let it go. And don't close bridges.
I can see why Kim wanted to pair us up. I know exactly why now. Let me tell you guys something real quick. Let me jump in here because there's a couple of things that stood out to me that she shared, and I want to highlight it because it was a hard lesson learned for me as well. I've been in the business 5 years, just pretty much as long as you. I got pregnant in the beginning, so I really only count myself working this business 3 out of the 5 years because I got pregnant and you know how that goes. But the same thing happened to me. I lost focus somewhere along the line, and this business stopped being fun for me. It stopped being one where it was creating results, but more of like a, same thing. I had a team about 5 or 6 stars, and then, little by little, some people were falling out, and then, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? What's happening? And you just kind of realize that, you lost focus also. A lot of us lost focus on what the heart of this business was about. And it was, like you just said it, getting results. Physically, first starting with you, right? We know that the workouts and Shakeology and the meal plan and personal development all feeds us personally so that we can go out there and be the best possible person. And I know I lost focus doing that. And when that well stopped being pumped, it created that issue. So one thing that you said, and I thank you so much for being so transparent tonight and so real in sharing your ups and your downs in the business, because it's a big lesson that it took us a couple of years to learn, but we can avoid everybody on here, is stay in phase 1 of coaching. Just as excited as you were on day 1 when you got your first program or your first set of results, and you were so pumped, like, Uni is pumped right now and Nina's pumped right now coming out of the test group. All of us can produce that for ourselves. Every challenge group pack that we buy or every program we commit to, we can create that for ourselves. But that's what our job is to do. Because when you do that, then it'll trickle into everything else that this business is about. But that's the heart of it. And if you can stay in phase 1 of doing that, then you're golden. It's kind of like a rinse and repeat type deal. Keep going.
And we want to complicate it, because that's the thing. When you get to a point, you pass that stage of phase 1 and you move into this whole numbers thing, and it's all about the number. And did you hit Success Club? Then I'll talk to you. I got like that after a while, and it loses the essence. You lose your essence, and then you become a machine, and you stop being human. You stop realizing that people need your hand, people need your human touch when they're getting started with their challenge group. I mean, I had to put myself in a challenger position again with Core de Force and feel vulnerable, even when looking at the actual meal plan. Like, oh my God, I gotta eat all of this food. Like, no, I'm gonna just follow. Like, there was a point, guys, that Audrey Robles is one of my, she's also in the test group. And I had like a chat with her going, and I'm like, so you know what I'm going to do to get ready for the pictures? I'm going to follow the 3-day fix because I know that works. That's going to like get me trimmed. And she's like, no, we're going to do the meal plan the way it is designed. And I was like, oh my God, like the nerves come in because you feel like, oh, I shouldn't trust this. But at the end of the day, you should. And I didn't even do a cleanse. I didn't do refresh. I didn't do any of that because I wanted to prove how good was this program. And just like that, I can speak to conviction to my clients as they're coming in. I know you're going to feel bloated. I know it. I know you're going to feel it. But let it go. You're going to be fine, you know? And that's the same thing that's going to happen with our business. You're going to feel moments in which you're going to feel like, oh my God, but she says she's leaving. And if she leaves, I'm not going to have that star. Let her go. Because you don't want to have to pull someone. The energy it takes to pull someone to stay close to you when they don't really want it. You don't want that pressure in your life.
Tony Robbins taught me, you never want to push someone to do something. What you want them to do is get emotionally pulled towards it. That's what you want. Everybody has to be here for their reasons. It cannot be for the next person's reasons.
Nope.
And I've learned that. And so that's key that you just said right there, is that for you to be emotionally pulled to what you're doing. And that's why we talk about the why. That's why you're number one in your business right now. Before you can help anybody, you have to learn to help yourself and lead yourself before you can lead anybody else.
And that's connected directly to your fitness. Because I think the same way you show up to your workouts, that's the same way you're going to show up to your business. And until you don't see the result and the transformation in your business, in your fitness, you won't be able to transfer it over to your business. Because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. And that's why Beachbody is not like, they're not doing things on the fly. They know. And that's why it's simple. We complicate things. All we need to do is actually drink Shakeology. You don't need to know the ingredients. All you need to know is what does Shakeology do for you. That's it. Because the person who is reaching out to you is reaching out to you because they like you. You have something in them that inspires their future. So you don't have to know how many roots, how many vegetables, how many vitamins are in it, because they don't even care about that. It makes you go to the bathroom, good. It's going to make them go to the bathroom. It gives you energy, excellent. It's going to give them energy. The rest, I don't know. You know, I don't suffer from high sugar or diabetes, so I don't know about that. Somebody else may. So you focus on that. You focus on personal development and sharing your personal development with others. And don't hold things back, because here's the thing. My biggest lesson was, I thought, okay, so if I share my story out loud and people know my struggle, they're going to judge me and they're going to think I'm less or more than whatever, right? But the truth of the matter is, the more I shared, the more I healed. The more I healed, the more I was able to help somebody else. And then the best part of it is, when I speak out loud, whatever is bothering me, the lesson that I've learned, I won't have to go through the trial again because I passed the tests. Now I'm ready for my next level. So that's why I don't hold things back, because I know that whatever is happening to me in the moment, I use it as, okay, this is happening because I'm going to teach somebody right now. I got to teach this to somebody. I don't want to go through that again. And I don't want to stay in stage 1 forever. I don't want to stay a baby. And you shouldn't stay a baby either. Choose to grow.
Love that. That was awesome. Anybody else have any questions? Are we good, guys?
Someone said, so maybe this should be more than 30 days. I have my challenge group set up for 30 days. I actually suggest that you do Cours de Force for 90 days. Because here's what happens. I'm a fairly fit person. And when I started Cours de Force, the first 30 days was just like a test. I was just tasting the workout. I was modifying most of it. I wasn't going all in because I didn't have the strength, the stamina, the energy to actually do things. By now, like today it took me 72 days, and I counted those, to do a Sphinx on my knees. If you haven't done one of those, remember me when I say, when you get to Sphinx, I have 72 days to do this. You got this. And I have still to do them on my toes. That's my goal. And even now when I finish, I'm going to do the deluxe round. I'm going to do the deluxe for 3 more rounds because I'm turning 40, guys. I can't turn back. I gotta get better at this.
I love it. Personally, this is what I did for mine. I have the 30, I made my first one 33 days. So I always add a couple days after my end date. And there's when I invite to the next group, or there's when I, kind of give everybody their options, what they can do, what's next and whatnot. I know that they marketed Quarter Forest as a 30-day program. So I know you could stack it. So that definitely encourage, because I already set up my challenge group all through 30 days. We just haven't gotten there yet. But I encouraged her at the end of the last 2 or 3 days of the challenge, before it ended, I was already offering the coaching opportunity, or at least explaining it. So that's the way I run mine. And then once they say yes or no, then we go into the next 30 days together.
Right. Okay.
I have one question, Uniris. Personal development. What book do you recommend, like for a new coach? Where do you think they should start?
For a brand new coach, as a newbie 4 years ago, I fell in love with the compound effect. It helped me prioritize, and it helped me understand the real nitty-gritty of forming habits. If you ask me today, I would still go with compound effect, but I say it so much that I think nobody listens to me. I would actually go to the 12-week year book, because it's very similar, and it's by, I have it right here, it's by Brian P. Morgan. Mm-hmm. And this book will help you establish goals that you can use not only in your fitness, in your business, but in your personal life as well. And I would invest in Danny Johnson events, Tony Robbins events, attending live events, and surrounding yourself by people who are at a stronger level than you. So team up, like find success partners. And like, if you haven't read the 10X book, the 10X rule, you need one of those but you need somebody to like say, I read so many chapters, not like I listened to the podcast. I read this chapter and this is what I'm going to do. For people who I had to read The Go-Giver in a very difficult time, because I had to remind myself that I am here to serve. I am here to give to others. When I want to hit Success Club, like right now, if you haven't hit Success Club and you need to get yourself out of your own way, Energy Bus. You listen to the Energy Bus at least 3 times in this week and you'll hit Success Club. Because the way you talk to people is like, okay, I don't need you on my bus. You can get on my bus. You have a ticket to exit. And you talk to them with this conviction that you're ready for them.
What is the Energy Bus? That's the first time that I hear it.
The Energy Bus is an amazing book. It talks to you about the negativity in life and how to look at life. Like when you know that these people, you speak to them and how are you? Oh, I'm okay. Like the sun is shining. And, I'm okay. The sun is an amazing thing. And it shows you, it's like a personal life story of this guy who gets on a story. If you listen to it on audio, it takes about 3 hours. I plug it in. That's one that I plug in on my ears as I'm messaging people on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because I'm sure to close. Let me tell you who's the author of the book. I have him. So that's one that I've read as well. And if you have issues with self-belief and confidence, I would encourage you to read Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols.
Wow, you're big into personal development, huh?
I have to focus. I've had to learn to replace all of my negativity with positive information. The Energy Bus, it was just John Gordon. You know which other one is a good one too? The Miracle Morning, for people who have difficulty with consistency and placing things in order of execution. The Miracle Morning will help you establish like your morning routine. I gave you a lot of books.
Yeah. It's so funny because I thought that the Miracle Morning was like a faithful one.
There's one for network marketers specifically, and then there's one that is not for network marketers.
Okay.
I read the one for network marketing.
for tomorrow AM.
And that's with Hal Elrod. Hal Elrod.
How do you pronounce? Okay.
Elrod. Te lo escribo aquí.
Bueno, thank you very much, Uniris. I'm glad that we got to chat more.
You're
in
welcome.
Chinese group, right?
Yeah.
Monica, anything else? Anybody has any other questions? So
I think we're good, but you know we cannot leave without taking a picture. So everybody wake up, smile, pinch your cheeks. I know I'm a disaster right now. I don't know about you guys, but quarter force has me so sore and the soreness does not go away. It's like I thought by now that I'd be getting used to it, but my back, my butt, my legs.
Recover, baby. It's gonna only recover, recharge, and agua de coco.
Oh.
yes, the recovery and recharge are a must-have for the force. I didn't have recharge, honestly.
I had to have recharge at least twice because I couldn't bear it.
Dynamic strength, nice.
All right, guys, ready? Everybody, cheese. 1, 2. Wait, one more. We got 2 pages. Ready? 1, 2. All right, that's a wrap, Diesel Core. What an awesome call. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nina, for setting up this call. Have a great night, guys, and we'll talk soon.
Enjoy. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.